Alright guys, so I'm going to come in and show you how I'm doing this lower rocker panel. So for one, I drilled some holes and then I use my little tool here to put these in place, and that saves you from having to use like rivets and you know, the rivets you got to drill out. These you just put this on here and take them right off. But right here is where the good panel ends, so I marked a little bit more, so I have about, you know, a ½ inch, or really don't even need that much, but I'll see, because I'm gonna have to trim it down. The same here, I cut this down some. I want it to be below this lip because I'm gonna put a crimping tool on here and crimp this. Most of this is gonna be glued. I'm gonna like put tack welds like in like 1, 2, 3, 4, so maybe 8 different spots along from front to rear. But the majority of this is going to be glued in with the heavy panel glue, you know. And a lot of these body parts on this car is glued on, like the rear quarters anyway, guys. So this was all routed out. I showed you that. But I'm going to come in, I'm going to take this off. I'm holding the camera, guys, so you got to be patient if the camera is moving around everywhere. Alright, so up under here, this inner looks good. I got to clean that up under there, and I'm going to put some holes in this part of the panel here, and it's going to be glued and drilled and soldered or welded like in maybe 8, 10 different places on this bottom too. But the majority of it is going to be glued, so I got to clean all of that rust stuff up under there, get most of that cleaned up so the glue will stick. So but now what I'm going to do, guys, is come up under, and up under this lip I'm going to take my die grinder and I'm going to clean this inner lip out so the glue will stick, because you know, it's primer or sealer up under there, so I need to clean that up. And then also, guys, this inner part here, this is the inner part here. So what I'm going to do is take 80 grit, rough this all up, and then I'm going to just spray epoxy in here to cover this up in here. I'm not going to use the weld-through primer because it's too big of a piece, and the weld-through primer costs a lot more, so I'm going to just seal this with epoxy. That'll give it a coating up under there, and then I'm going to come in and show you how the rest of this is done. So actually, now that I look, I'm going to have to remark this because this panel ends right here, so I'm going to have to get rid of this and remark this panel. So let me come in here. This is where the panel ends right here. So I marked about a ½ inch on that side, give myself some room to play with. I'm going to put a lip right there. Then here, this is where this needs to end here, so I put a line there so I can cut that off. Alright, first things first, I put on my mask here, and I got a line here up in the front that I want to cut off. Alright, and then this other side here. Alright, so you see here I grinded all the I grinded all the metal, both sides, to make sure that the epoxy primer that I'm going to put on here is going to stick, have something to bite to. So you got to clean that metal up, guys. So now what I'm going to do is come in with my crimping tool. And if you see this here, you can see that. See, it's got a lip. It's going to put a lip on the panel here. But what I got to figure out, which I already know, this is the outside. So I want this to crimp, the top of this to crimp in, because this is going to tuck up under the panel that's already there. So I'm going to come in, and I already oiled my tool up, guys. So you want to oil your tools up daily, trust me. So I got this. And all I want to do is come all the way down this panel with this crimping tool. Alright, so now, if you see that, I got that lip crimped on there. So all I want to do now is come in here and I want to tape. I want to tape this lip up, because when I put epoxy primer on here, I don't want no paint on this surface now. Alright guys, I'm trying to maneuver this camera, but I got this piece in here, so I want to hammer it up in place. Then I want to hammer this forward as far as I can here. Alright. But this piece is not going up in here. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, so now I see I gotta cut some more of this off back here. Now this needs to go up a little bit. So let me come up in front and check this. Alright. So that's what's going on. Alright, so let me come around here and show you this here. Up in the front, this is going up as far as I can get it. Alright, so that lip is crimped. So I need to cut some more of this front off up here to get this to go forward a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to mark across here, and I'll show you why here in a minute. And I'm going to mark across here just as a reference, and then I know I'm going to have to cut this to about right here. Get this to cut back just a little bit more. Alright, so the reason I want to grind this or either cut this down a little more is because, see, that's as far as that crimping tool will go. So right where this line is here, I need to be able to crimp to about right here. So what I want to do is get I don't know which tool. I could grind this down, but I'm going to use the shears to get that off of there. Alright, so I'm going to use the shears to cut this down some. Okay, this is in the way here. So I don't want to cut this lip off here just yet, guys. All right. So right in here, I still want this to come in just a little more. So I'm gonna grind this. I'm gonna grind this out now. All right. So that's good enough there. Now let me see. Where is this lip gonna come on here now? All right. So now I'm crimping over. All right. So now that should slide up enough. So then I want to flip this back over. The other way. Then I'm going to go in here and test fit it on my panel again, guys. So, alright guys, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see in here. I'm going to take this I'm going to stick this in here. You might not be able to see all this on camera, but I'm going to get this front part to fit in, tuck in up under here. Move this out the way. Alright, so then I want to flip this all the way up under here. But now I want this to go forward as far as I can get it to go. And it's almost there. So now, is it gonna fit or is it not gonna fit? Alright. Sorry guys, if you watched any of my other videos, you see the side surface rust there? A good metal treatment is gonna take that rust off of there. So even though this is a new panel, I had it up against the rusty panel before I poured 15 it, and it's rust on there. But you know, if I wipe this with just a towel, see that rust still ain't gonna come off of there, guys. But when I spray it down with this 108 metal treatment, same as right there, it's gonna take all of this rust. Any rust that's off of this panel. And what the 108 treatment does, guys, is it like etches the metal. So I'm gonna pull my shirt up over my nose because I really don't like breathing this stuff in. So you should probably have on a mask. But let me spray this down. So I don't see if you you'll see a different tone and color in the metal too as you treat this. So the metal treatment, what it's going to do, it's going to etch that new metal. Because you paint on a bare piece of metal, that's why I grinded this down first, get some scratches in it. But if you just paint over a bare piece of metal and don't do nothing to it, the paint is going to eventually come back off, guys. So I got this all sprayed down. I let it sit a minute or so here. Then I come in and wipe it down and show you that rust is going to come off. And that's how you tell a good metal treatment. If it don't take slight surface rust off, it's not really a good treatment, guys. Alright guys, so I'm going to put this thing in epoxy primer. I was going to pour 15, but I think I'm going to just epoxy primer. It's going to be a little quicker. So I sprayed the 801 treatment on there. I got past video on this 801 treatment. I think I was calling it 108 treatment. Moving too fast back then, just starting the channel, not really, you know, I don't know, in the groove of doing the videos. So, and I still mess up a lot, guys. I say the wrong thing. I do that a lot, so I don't know, just be too much on my mind. But 801 treatment, it's RM product. It's the metal treatment I use, just really good, guys. So let this sit on here about a minute or so. It's been on here over a minute, but you just don't want it to totally dry. Now I'm gonna just wipe it down, guys, and turn it over and do the inside of this panel. So as I wipe this down, guys, you're gonna see that this is metal. It's changing the color of that metal. So it's been etched and cleaned. So when I get to where that rust is, it's just gonna, the rust was right in here. It just takes that rust off of there, guys. So alright, so let me come in and show you here. See where I got the bare metal? I took a marker and I marked all up and down here where I wouldn't need to drill my holes so I can weld those in. So this bottom is going to be welded in. The top up here, like I said, I used the crimping tool. So the top up here is going to be glued in. I got tape up here. So what I'm going to have to do is take my little die grinder, and I'm gonna die on the back. I'm gonna grind on the back side of this, which I already did half of it, and I'm gonna get it down to bare metal so I can put glue all across here. All right, so like I said, those are where my spot welds are gonna be, all up and down through here. I gotta put one more back here, and then this will be set. Now I gotta cut some of this loose still. I gotta clean this on up back here. I cut it off already, but I gotta clean this up. But I pour 15 all in here, guys. So that way, you know, I took care of the rust, so it's no rust now. Alright, so you know the lip I put on there. So what I want to do, I got the impact resistant structure adhesive. So what I want to do, I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of this out. I hope I got enough to do this. So I don't need a whole lot on here. But I want to run a bead down through here. Alright, so with this on here, what I want to do is come in and put this panel in place now. So I want to stick it up under here. Alright, so once I got it in there, I want to find my hole. Alright, I got one right here. Alright, so that's going to hold that in place. I'm putting rivets in here for now, guys, but I will be pulling these rivets back out, and then I'm going to just put a little seam sealer in here. I don't know, you might not be able to see that, but it squeezed that panel glue together. I gotta just find me a few rivets here. Alright guys, so I got this panel all in place. I got it locked down right here just with a couple of vices. I could tighten it down in the front. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go right up in front, put one right up in front while that's gluing up there. But this here, guys, see, I cut this back just a little bit and bent this over. So now I ain't gonna be able to do this with the camera, but I'm gonna put like a screwdriver right here, and I'm gonna pry this out and hammer this down flat, so that'll close up there, guys. I gotta do this before this glue dries. Alright guys, so I hope you understood what I was saying. You see this bent up now. I hammer this back down later. I'm gonna have to clean this up, and I'll weld this up here where I have to cut that to bend that back, because I have to bend that back, guys, to get this rocker panel up under here where to have a crimp all the way around it. Now most of this is going to be hid by that bottom plastic or fiberglass, whatever it's made out of, panel back here. But all I did was just pry this out. You see it's bent up a little bit there. Then I just hammered this shut. Now it's flush enough. I could put a couple of rivets in there, but that's flush enough there that I'm gonna be fine. But I just wanted to show you, you know, I cut that back. I didn't show it because you know, at least I don't think I recorded it when I cut this, because I can't get the camera down this low, but I might have had it sitting backfire and tried to focus it in. But now, guys, I gotta come in and I gotta cut this. I gotta cut this all out and make this all blend into here. Now I'm gonna clean all of this up, see how much of this is, if this rust to clean up off of here. I'll see. It seems pretty solid, so I'm thinking that rust is gonna clean up right there. But I gotta cut this off, and then I'm gonna start by making this inner piece first though. I'm gonna make this inner lip in here first, and then I come in and do the outer lip. So you'll see how I'm doing it here when I get done with it. But all right guys, so now that rocker is all in place there, guys. That rocker is replaced, port 15. I just got to come in and spot weld these and grind these down. I might not even grind them down because, like I said, unless that panel piece sits up on there and have to be flush, or whether or not I grind, but I'm not going to make the welds no bigger than they have to be. But I got to just spot weld this whole panel in on through here. Then that bottom rocker cover will be ready to go on here, guys. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. And this structural panel glue is going to be strong enough because, believe it or not, see all right there? That's all structure panel glue right there, guys. A lot of these cars are glued together and with some spot welds, but that structure panel glue, and it's going to be good enough to hold this panel in place, structurally sound. The inner rocker was good still, so that's going to be fine there, guys. All right.